Today, I'll be showing you the most simple recipe for flan. This recipe will serve 8 to 10 people. For the cake, start by breaking 6 eggs into a mixing bowl. Break the yolks and stir to mix the yolks and the whites together. Add 460 milliliters of boiling water to 240 milliliters of condensed milk. I didn't have large enough measuring cups here, so I poured the water in at separate times. Stir. Add a few spoons of the condensed milk mixture to the eggs to temper the eggs. You don't want to cook the eggs, so you can do this part pretty slowly. Keep whisking while you slowly add the remaining condensed milk mixture. To get that nice smooth texture, I recommend that you strain the egg mixture 2 to 3 times. Use your whisk to get rid of the lumps. If you still have lumps after you've done whisking, go ahead and just discard those. And then we're going to go this way to the stove. For the caramel, add sugar to a pan. Turn the heat onto medium-high and watch until the sugar melts. Keep an eye out on it as it can burn pretty quickly. A trick that I've learned from my friend Jane is to add some dissolved instant coffee to the caramel sauce to make it that nice, deep amber color. Once you're done, pour the caramel sauce into your steaming dish. At this point, go ahead and pour the egg mixture into the steaming dish as well. If you kind of see some coloring, don't worry, the more you pour, you'll later see that your flan cake gets a really nice, smooth, creamy color. Set up a pot and add some boiling water. You want to make sure that you have enough water so that it covers up to half of whatever mixture you have in the dish. Here you see that I normally put a lid on top of my steaming dish, but it was too big here, so I just added saran wrap. Put a lid on and make sure that for the first 10 minutes of this process, you do not let it boil. After 10 minutes, what I usually do is I let it boil at a medium-high heat for about 15 minutes. I take it off the heat and then I leave the pot and everything covered for about 40 minutes. I find this recipe really nice because once you have everything set on the stove and after you initially boiled it, you can kind of just leave it, do whatever you need to do, and then come back in about 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, I take it out of the water and I set it down on my tabletop until it cools to about room temperature. Once it does that, I then put it in the fridge for a few hours until ready to serve. When you're ready to serve, all you have to do is make sure you run a knife around the edges of your dish, put a plate on top of the dish, and flip it over. And here you have a beautiful flan. I adapted this recipe from Quang Khang, and if you want his original recipe, it'll just be in the description below. Super simple, all you need is really 4 ingredients: eggs, condensed milk, water, and sugar. I hope you have fun, and I'm sure you'll get rave reviews.